2021 X1 with a Venturi pressure sensor setting a check engine light. Follow along today because this valve will catch you out. It will set faults that will lead you down the incorrect path. Today we're going to diagnose this and show you how we determined what repair was needed. Today we're using our RT-Diag 800 BT2. We're going to go in our DME here and review those faults that were set. The DME is the ECM on BMWs, so we're going to pull those codes to see about that check engine light. These are the two faults we're chasing: 195014 for the sensor signal fixed and 191C02 for the inlet port malfunction. This 195001 we set during testing. If we go to the freeze frame data here, we're going to see how many times this fault set. You can see that the 195014 for the sensor value being stuck is set 22 times. If we go over here to the inlet point malfunction, this is the one that'll have you change a fuel tank vent valve if you're not careful. It only said once. So we're going to be pursuing that 195014. We went ahead and removed this acoustic cover in the engine bay. The hose is located here on the top of the intake manifold. I'm pointing it there with the laser. That is the valve. We removed the valve. You also have to remove this sensor connector cover off the back of the connector to do this back probing test. So with no vacuum applied to the sensor, we're going to go ahead and run down the 3 wires here. This is a 3-wire sensor, so you're going to have a power, a ground, and a signal. The top wire is blue. As you can see there, we have 5 volts. The middle wire, that's black with a yellow trace, we're going to have ground. So you see we have 3 millivolts indicating a good ground. The white and yellow trace, that is the signal. As you can see here, with no vacuum applied, the sensor is reading 2.9 volts. That's an improper voltage. We will go ahead and apply vacuum to this valve to see if it changes with a vacuum input. You see here we have our vacuum gauge. It's going to be kind of difficult to keep this back probed at the same time that we're doing the vacuum testing, but we'll hold it on there for you. There you see we are at 3 volts. We're going to start applying vacuum. We get up to as high as the vacuum pump will go. We're at 4.6 volts. Once again, we drop it down. We're only going down to 2.9 volts. That should be less than 1 volt. We'll get a new sensor to test that theory, but in my mind, I believe we should be sitting at less than 1 volt. Once again, with that fault code 195014, it's indicating that this vacuum sensor is stuck. We also had that other fault code 191C02, which indicates there's an issue with the fuel tank vent valve. That can be misleading because this vacuum sensor monitors the output of that valve. So you gotta watch, you have to test this sensor to make sure that the sensor's not bad, giving you a false code for that valve. We are going to provide the customer with an estimate to replace our vacuum Venturi sensor. You do have to change the entire line as it mounts in that line. Once the customer approves that repair, we will pick back up and show you the repair. Here we are in the engine bay with that new sensor installed. As you can see, our rest voltage is 0.8 of a volt. As we apply vacuum, that sensor voltage will eventually reach 4.6 volts. That is with the new sensor installed. That is a verified repair. We went on ahead and got that valve changed out. We're going to go ahead and clear our DTCs now. We got those DTCs cleared out. As you can see in the DME, we have no further fault memories. We're just going to rerun it just to ensure. And there we have no trouble codes. Please like and subscribe if this helped you diagnose a check engine light on your BMW. That will help us to continue bringing content to you. So just recapping the repair on this 2021 X1, it arrived with check engine light. We did have that fault 195014 for that Venturi nozzle pressure sensor. As this component here, you do have to change the line along with the sensor. That sensor was giving us a false reading. It was causing it to set that 191 Charlie 02 for the ventilation system, which is this T-shaped valve here. That is a common failure part. So do not immediately jump to replacing that valve. if you have that fault for the Venturi sensor. Make sure you carry out testing on that, or you will be making a repeat repair. Thanks again.